Hello everyone, it's Jebro, and guess what? We're doing another build. I told you I'd do one every day if I could. Today is a day of not internship, but it is a day of an internship meeting, and then I've got to stream. I just worked out in the morning, did some ab stuff, some weight stuff, so I'm feeling like, a little bit, I'm energetic, but also very tired already. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you've enjoyed these daily videos of the Mechanist and putting out a build. You know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon for advanced previews on videos, or if you want to support the channel, if you want to tip extra down below without doing any of that kind of stuff, you can hit the thanks button, you can tip whatever you would like. Massively appreciate it. I am in school to be a mental health counsellor. I'm in internship right now, don't get paid, but Twitch, YouTube, all the things is what I do to pay the bills. It is flexible and awesome in that way, so it helps a lot. Thank you everyone for subscribing to the channel and liking the videos and commenting. It really does help the algorithm, no lie. And we've had the most growth this last like 6 months than we've had in the last maybe 5 or 6 years, probably because I've had more focus on the YouTube channel. So if you're enjoying all these videos and there's any other videos you would like me to bring out for engineer, I know someone mentioned a world v world build. Likelihood is I'm not going to get round to that until maybe after this is done. It's just time, and this week is pretty hectic, and school and all the things. So I said I'll do a PvP video every day. The world v world one probably not going to happen, but that will be a future thing when it's out, of course, as well. And we'll have tons of videos because there are a lot of possibilities, and I will be doing this very, very often when it comes out as well. I'm just checking the recording and the other thing. What are we going to do? Let's have a look at this build. Okay, now these builds don't necessarily have to be the be all and end all of everything. It doesn't have to be all about damage. It doesn't have to be all about survival. It can be a bit of both. And it can also just be about defending our golem, and also just alacrity and boons and stuff, and just trying things out and having fun. That's kind of what I'm doing with this build here. I'm just trying out a thing. Ignore this area down here. Again, this is going to be a quick video. I'm not aiming for this to be like a half an hour thing. 10-minute pickup. You grab the build, go and play it. Tell me how you feel about it. Okay. Going with avatar, so we're going for power, precision. Don't forget that's still quite a lot of damage, and vitality with healing power. Then we're going with mace, and if you're going for any kind of support-ish-esque build, then not necessarily completely support, you want to be going for transference, because the healing to other allies is increased by 20%. That means the healing my golem is extra 2% as well. I'm pretty sure that is an ally, so whether or not that's the case, whether or not it works on the golem, the mech, testing that is going to be an interesting thing. Time I don't have, but it's there, and it's for the support of allies as well. I'm kind of in team fights, I'm kind of everywhere. Not necessarily going to mean that that is always going to be where I'm going to be in terms of my role as well, like complete support. I'm trying to heal and support my golem so it can do more damage and be more present on the field to do overall damage output. Now in this build I am actually doing as much damage as I am when I've got a full damage build, because my golem is just there more, it's just out more. So really it's sustained over time damage throughout the whole game, rather than bursty bursty damage to get kills, which you can debate whether or not which is better, because if you're getting kills you're winning the game and it doesn't matter. And then energy to just give you more dodge, of course. And then Rune of the Monk. And again, this is something which you can really change. You can either go for something more tanky and supportive for your team. Boon duration, healing. Boon duration I've got because of Alacrity and different stuff that's coming out from the build. And then we've got the extra healing as well. You can go for something damage oriented in this, you really can. You can go for anything you feel is applicable in this build. It is power. So anything power in there, maybe something boon duration wise, because I am going for a little bit of alacrity in this build as well. Alchemy, standard, all right, standard alchemy, and it works well with Mechanist. Actually, let's go over Mechanist first, because that might actually help in terms of explaining everything else. So Mechanist wise, I'm actually making the melee attacks become ranged, so gonna increase that survivability of my golem a little bit more as well. Adding vulnerability, increasing damage on the target. Rocket Punch, we know what that is. This is one of the bigger changes of this build, a Crisis Zone. So you're getting Aegis, Regen, Protection, and Alacrity as well. And you're getting Alacrity on Channeling Conduit. So let's read this. Unlocks the mech command skill Crisis Zone, which is the second skill here. Reading, sorry, weights and stuff. when you or your mech apply barrier, also grant Alacrity to the affected targets. Your mech gains a greater percentage of your own concentration and healing power stats. So the bot is actually going to gain Alacrity as well as you, and this is using the second skill. Ta-da. You can see our Alacrity is actually pretty long there, but there are other ways we can gain barrier as well. We can gain barrier for ourselves, so we gain personal Alacrity here as well from different means. Elixir E is one of those examples. When we hit 33% health, all right, 100-second cooldown, but we still grant ourselves barrier. It's still 3,500 barrier as well. We also grant barrier on our mace as well. Barrier blast is barrier. It's pretty good. So, and it gives it to you, your mech, and allies near you gain barrier. So when your mech gains barrier, you know, all things. It's going to gain Alacrity as well. And you can see in the skills here, for some reason on this, it doesn't show the timer unless, I'm not sure why the middle one does. It's really weird. And we can talk about the feedback for Mechanist another time as well. But you get some Alacrity in there, and don't forget you're going to be putting out barrier, you're going to get barrier to your bot, all the things. So that's going to get Alacrity on abilities. We're going to get Alacrity. You're going to get more boon uptime. You're going to get more Alacrity to put to yourself and allies. You're going to get more might, more fury, more vigor, more dodge. You're going to get more damage. You're going to get piercing bolts coming out from Spark Revolver. You're going to get loads of stuff. So some of the aim here is to not die from this Mesmer, because someone for some reason did a thing. One of the important things here to realize is that having your bot near you is a big part of this build, and it not being near you is gonna really make you suffer. So you cannot bind return to me here, which sucks, and hopefully they will change that. And I know Rangers, you're feeling that as well in the new spec, because they've added an extra button and that's moved. But you need to be clicking this every so often. You need to be clicking it every so often to get your mech to jump near you, because otherwise this barrier blast is going to be good for the bot, but it's not going to be good for you, and it's not going to be good for your teammates potentially as well. And also don't forget you've got barrier signet as well over here. Where are you going, mate? See, the AI is a bit broken as well. That barrier signet does pop out barrier as well. Where are you going? Wait, where's he gone? Where's my bot gone? He's gone down all the way down there. I don't even know. I have no idea. So if you've been having any fun times with your mechs, let me know. I think we're gonna have to kill Chieftain now. But I'll show you some of the skills here. There you go. Bubble is going to help with the throwing the attacks, I guess. But you can see the amount of barrier that's popping off, and the amount of defense as well that we're giving. Our barrier right now for our golem is fair amount, to be honest. But there was another Mechanist nearby. But barrier signet is going to pump out that barrier. And what is that going to give you, everyone? Yes, it's going to give you pretty much permanent Alacrity while it's up, which is cool. Okay, it may not seem like a lot, but that's every 24 seconds, and that cooldown goes while you've used it, and obviously it lasts for 5 seconds as well. So technically it's 19 seconds without Alacrity there. And then you've also got this third skill, and you've also got your main attack with your mace. You've also got just passives coming out from the build, which are going to give you barrier. So uptime of Alacrity is pretty high. Uptime of boons is pretty high. Hence why I've gone for some more boon duration oriented runes and whatnot as well. So that makes sense to me. Let's go elsewhere and have a look. So he gain some might. So equipped with an Arcano Dynamic Jade Energy Siphon built into its modular arm. Your mech becomes able to channel energy from your target into its own battery reserves, gaining automatic use of the Jade Siphon skill in combat. Your mech gains a greater percentage of your own toughness and vitality. So if you do want to build your mech higher in terms of survivability, he's going to get a little bit, or they are going to inherit my vitality as well. So they've got a fair amount of health, 26k, it's not that much more. But there you go. A lot of your problems are going to be around your bot. You do need to make sure that you have Signet. If you haven't got Signet in your builds for Mechanist, I don't know what you're doing, because your mech is probably going to be dead most of the time. I don't think you can really play without this effectively with this bot, unless you're really good at managing it and getting out of combat and bringing it back. Also, especially if you're running other Signets. You want to have a break stun, you want to have your heal to heal yourself and your mech, because that's what you're focusing on mostly, is healing your mech while it does damage, and also you're pumping out boons and you're kind of doing this damage over here with your mace, as well as your elixir gun. Elixir gun is going to help you remove conditions from your mech as well. Don't forget, you can blast that light field, you can pump out the fumigate, you can also use your second ability as well as your fourth ability on shield to blast and remove conditions, as well as getting that aura as well to make sure conditions aren't going to be as mean on your face. Very, very useful. And don't forget, barrier signet is your barrier. It's going to be a big source of easy automatic alacrity, as well as your third skill on the golem. But you got to make sure you're within this area. It's a big area, but if the golem is a million miles away, like it ran off to kill chieftain, you know, it's going to affect the golem, and that's it, and anyone around them. In terms of making sure you use overclock signet, it reduces the recharge of other signets. It just does. It's good. You don't need to have movement speed one, unless you don't take mecha legs and you go for something else. You could replace potentially barrier signet, or maybe force signet your stun break with that, but then you won't have a stun break and you won't have the barrier there. Or you could get rid of elixir gun completely, and you can use your shift signet, which is very fun, by the way, to not only get your golem out of trouble, but to reposition your golem if you kind of lose it. So don't forget, when you go through this portal, the golem should go through with you in your mech shadow step to the target location. Maybe because it was so close, it just didn't take the port, but it will go to the portal point with you, whether or not it walks or goes through the portal. So there's some bugs with it for sure. There's definitely some issues. Don't forget, with mace is probably my favorite weapon in the game now. I'm going to go for Mu as well, which is an awesome legendary. The second ability does a lot of damage, and it is a leap as well. Don't forget, your third skill is going to be great for a stun and interrupt. It does have a bit of burning on it as well. And then your first skill is obviously going to be a lot of your barrier, and that's from the third hit, and it also does give confusion. So if you're passively just hitting people, it's actually pretty good, just for, like, you know, them kind of doing a lot of damage to themselves. If you see now the amount of boons I have, like survivability and boon duration and everything else on this build, like you could go for leadership and it'd be pretty good. Like, you've got a lot of support for yourself, and that alacrity was actually ridiculously long. Do you see how much alacrity I have there? Is that because of someone else? It might be. Right, let's go for it again. This is without actually pumping up the alacrity as well. Look how often you get alacrity without even using those skills. You may not even need to go for that boon duration, in all honesty. Alright, pumping that out. And yeah, you don't get the damage, I get it. Shield, there you go. Knock back, let's try that. Saying it's a lot of damage, but it's giving you a lot of survivability. It's giving you a lot of cooldown reduction on your abilities. That's what alacrity does. It speeds up your cooldown of your abilities, which is fantastic. So if you want to defend yourself and your golem more, so your golem can do more damage, then it's going to be surviving a hell of a lot more than it would do normally. Also, shield is going to give you condition removal. So if you go for shield, is going to give protection to you and anyone near it. Don't forget that you want them to be in the field here to get the protection, otherwise it's not going to work. And also, don't forget, I actually got a little bit of barrier there, which is interesting. Completely forgot about that. Protection is giving barrier somewhere. Wait, what is that from? Oh, that could be from someone else, actually. Oh, wait a minute. Still giving myself barrier. Something's happening and I'm not sure what it is. I'm getting permanent alacrity here. I'm in combat with something. This is sending to other allies. I'm not sure what that's from. But for some reason I'm getting permanent alacrity. And we are getting permanent barrier. And I'm not sure what from, so if you know, please tell me. Unlocks the mech command barrier burst. While in combat, your mech will automatically grant a small barrier each interval to nearby allies. So that's what that is. Wait. While in combat, your mech will automatically grant a... Oh, is that what that's from? Is that what that's from? Is that the passive? And I've only just realized that. I think it is. It is. How did I not think about this? Alright, well, I'm realizing stuff while I play. I didn't even read that, apparently. It's just been a hectic week. When you're taking on other people's thoughts and feelings all week, sometimes your own are a little bit more difficult to come out. There you go. We're pulsing a bit of barrier every so often, which is giving alacrity, so it's easy. I thought it was just from the usage of the skill. Maybe I did know that, but at the same time, you can blast me in the comments for that if you want. I don't really care. Sometimes it takes me a little bit longer to remember and realize the things. Although when we do this, there's more barrier uptime, of course, as well. So maybe boon duration you don't need as much, but this is all good news, you know. Otherwise, everyone, that's pretty much it. You remove conditions with your shield abilities, don't forget, because when you grant protection to an ally, you cleanse conditions from them. And then you've got Mecha Legs, which gives you movement speed, which means this shift signet is really only useful for the port. So which is why I say if you take that one, maybe go for the Soothing Detonation, or if you're going to go for a turret, take something else. Take Experimental Turrets, like if you want to go for the heal, but I wouldn't go for the heal because this heal is too good for you and your bot. And then obviously Alchemy is changing conditions into boons. So if you remove conditions from your bot or your boons, or yourself, you're going to be changing them into boons as well. Or extending the time, and you know, defensive line, protection injection, things like that as well. Protection injection is going to help you remove more conditions from yourself. Barrier is going to help you cushion some of that damage that comes into you from conditions anyway. If you've got not got a large amount of condition removal, it helps pad that, as well as helping you defend against power damage. That's the build, everyone. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you like about it. Tell me if you dislike it completely. What are you running? I've got Alchemy, Inventions, and Mechanist for you today, along with the Rune of the Monk and the Avatar Amulet with Mace, Shield, Transference with Energy. Have a good one. Take it easy. I hope you're enjoying Mechanist. I am absolutely loving it. There's a lot of feedback. There's a lot of issues with it as well. Hopefully the mech is sticking by your side in your fights today. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. Have a great and fantastic day, and I'll see you tomorrow with maybe something completely random and out left field. Who knows? We'll see. Tell me what you're doing. Bye-bye.